The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,234,202. The confirmed number of deaths comes to 23,930. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 7,263, with total confirmed deaths remaining at 211. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Rhiannon Trutanich. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, May 4th. Los Angeles County has come a long way as California's latest COVID-19 dashboard shows that the county is now eligible to advance to the yellow, least restrictive tier in the state's reopening framework. LA joins San Francisco and Trinity counties who have also met the threshold. Los Angeles County Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer says that after the county qualifies for the move, a new health order will be updated to make it official, which is expected to include more relaxed restrictions. This is expected to take place later this week. Entering the yellow tier will mean higher capacity limits at most businesses, fitness centers, restaurants, card rooms, along with expanding indoor attendance at events, as well as capacity at amusement parks. Ferrer stressed the urgency for people to get fully inoculated as more restrictions lift and reminds the public to continue to adhere to current health guidelines to prevent another resurgence of the virus. Ventura, Orange, San Bernardino, and Riverside counties are among the 39 in the state that still remains in the orange tier. This week marked the first time in 410 days that 0 deaths were attributed to the county's daily COVID count. County Board supervisors issued a statement today saying continuing to make smart choices now moves us closer to fully enjoying all the wonderful things that Los Angeles County has to offer. President Joe Biden is setting a new vaccination goal to deliver at least 1 dose to 70% of all adults by July 4th. The White House announced today that the administration will be pushing to make it easier for people to get the shot and bring the country closer to herd immunity. This new goal also includes fully vaccinating 160 million adults by Independence Day. This comes as demand for vaccines have dropped significantly nationwide, leaving some states with more than half of their vaccine dose allotments unordered. Biden is calling for every state to make vaccines available on a walk-in basis and is directing pharmacies to do the same. The administration is also moving to shift doses from states with weaker demand to the places with stronger interest to ensure none are wasted. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, so far more than 56% of all adult Americans have received at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, with nearly 105 million fully inoculated. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's leading expert on infectious diseases, says although vaccination milestones are a great sign of progress, the U.S. still has a ways to go to reach herd immunity, which would be when 70 to 85% of the population is vaccinated. He also says while reaching herd immunity made sense as a long-term goal, getting enough of the population immunized should help curb outbreaks in the short term. Health experts agree that the only way to keep bringing down the death rate is to increase vaccination efforts. The U.S. is currently administering first doses at a rate of about 965,000 per day. Young teens may be one step closer to getting their COVID-19 vaccine. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration announced they will likely authorize the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine for adolescents ages 12 to 15 once the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention signs off on it as well. The vaccine so far has only been authorized in adults and older teens ages 16 and up, but in recent trials, it showed the 2-dose vaccine to be extremely safe and effective in the more than 2,200 adolescents ages 12 to 15 who participated. Out of the 16 kids infected by COVID-19 in the trial, all had received the placebo, with none receiving the active vaccine. The two other authorized vaccine makers, Moderna and Johnson & Johnson, are also taking part in clinical trials to see what doses of their vaccine would be effective for younger children. Novavax, which is a potential fourth vaccine provider, while not authorized for use in the U.S. yet, has also begun late-stage trials in adolescents. The side effect in kids was found to be similar to those experienced by older teens and young adults, which were found to be mild to none. Now that COVID-19 vaccines are reaching the arms of millions of Americans, researchers are racing to find the next level of vaccines, which would also include protection from coronavirus variants. Scientists are said to be working on innovative ways to develop non-traditional booster shots, possibly as a patch or even an inhalant. Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson are all currently working on a booster shot that would come in the form of a lower dose. Medical experts say the booster shot could also be a blend to give protection against the flu virus as well. Scientists are also looking into a vaccine that could give protection from multiple viruses called a pan-coronavirus vaccine. If you're one of thousands holding a canceled event ticket due to the pandemic, there's some good news coming from Stubhub. After much complaint and several lawsuits filed, company officials announced they're listening and they're doing something about it. Stubhub says they're going to offer some customers cash refunds for tickets to events that were canceled during the pandemic, creating an exception to a no refund policy adopted in March of 2020, when initially they announced customers would only get a credit when concerts, sporting games, and other events were canceled due to the pandemic. Ticketing company Viagogo, which bought Stubhub in February 2020, says they're changing their refund policy as the pandemic is creating an exception to the rules. In 14 states, including California, local laws already allow customers to get cash refunds if the event gets canceled. Stubhub says it's not a full refund across the board, as they won't offer refunds to anyone who purchases a ticket after March 25, 2020, even if an event is canceled. Only a credit will be offered, and those credits will only be valid through the end of 2022. Now, what if you can't attend the newly rescheduled event that was postponed? Unfortunately, those won't be refunded. Ticket holders can resell their tickets without incurring a selling fee. Taco Bell is taking Taco Tuesday to a whole other level. The Irvine-based company is celebrating the new lunar phase tonight with a promotion called Taco Moon. It's based on the idea that the moon will take the shape of a taco tonight. Customers will be able to get a free beef crunchy taco between the hours of 8 p.m. and 11:59 p.m. in stores or by ordering it through the Taco Bell app or online, and no purchase necessary. The promotion is limited to one free taco per person. There are 2 Taco Bell locations in Torrance, one on Sepulveda between Maple and Crenshaw Avenues, as well as one on Pacific Coast Highway at Anza Avenue. The month of May marks Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, a time designated to pay tribute to the generations of Asian and Pacific Islanders who have enriched America's history. Today, there are more than 300,000 living Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander American veterans. The Library of Congress's Veterans History Project honors those veterans who have shared their stories. The digital collection of Asian Pacific Americans, Go for Broke, highlights 7 stories from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and Iraq, with a special emphasis on the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. The stories include many of whom fought valiantly in Europe during World War II, while their families were confined to internment camps back in the United States. Torrance-based Go for Broke National Education Center is also a great resource to learn more about World War II American veterans of Japanese ancestry. Go to goforbroke.org. Now, throughout the month, you can find various events highlighted online for free. Visit the Library of Congress at loc.gov. You can also visit asianpacificheritage.gov. If you're enjoying the outdoors now more than ever, as many restrictions are lifting and the weather is warming up, local authorities are asking everyone to act with caution and use the month of May as a friendly reminder to bike safely. May marks National Bicycle Safety Awareness Month, and the Torrance Police Department is asking motorists to treat bicyclists like drivers when sharing the road. TPD suggests tips for both bicyclists and drivers, asking both to slow down. Drivers should give at least 3 to 5 feet of space when passing a bicyclist. Wait for a safe place to pass when driving behind, especially on narrow roads. If you're making a right turn, assume a bicyclist is traveling through the intersection unless they signal otherwise. And when making a left turn, yield to oncoming bicyclists just as you would for another driver. Look for cyclists before opening your car door, and never drive distracted or impaired. Now for bicyclists, be sure to obey traffic laws even when on 2 wheels, use hand signals, and use lights at night with reflectors, and always wear a helmet. Bicyclists must travel in the same direction of traffic and follow the same requirements as any slow-moving vehicle. Bicyclists should not ride closely to parked cars, and if there is a bike lane, be sure to use it. Bicyclists are also reminded to yield the right-of-way to pedestrians within marked crosswalks and intersections. Torrance City Council members will head back into the chambers tonight in a hybrid council meeting. While council members will meet in person for the meeting, staff and viewers are still able to tune in virtually to participate. The meeting can be seen on our channel, online, and on the city's YouTube and Facebook platforms. Items on tonight's agenda includes a proclamation declaring May 2nd through the 8th as Municipal Clerks Week in the city of Torrance. Then Older Americans Month is celebrated here in Torrance throughout the month of May. Plus, each member of the 2021 Students and Government Day program was recognized for their involvement in the program as a liaison between students and the local government. The city manager will also share the latest COVID-19 response and recovery efforts in the city, and the Community Services Department will share updates on the launch of the new Coyote Management Program, an online portal designed to make it easier to report sightings as well as learn more about the Coyote Management Program. The meeting begins at 7 p.m. sharp. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Well, some of Torrance's youngest and brightest stars had the opportunity to show off their enterprising skills recently. As you can see in some of the submissions shared on the screen, you can see how smart and well-spoken these students are. Wow, just impressive. Now, as part of the annual STEAM Fair, which was held virtually this year, 67 students competed in the district's first ever TUSD Invention Convention. Projects ranged from solving everyday problems like how to keep indoor plants hydrated through a self-watering system to developing an app to help track the spread of COVID-19. Now, of those students, 16 were selected to compete against 200 students statewide in the 2021 California Invention Convention. From there, 8 will have the chance to represent California in the National Invention Convention to take place next month, with more than 400 students competing across the country. Participating Torrance students were from Walteria, Arnold, Hickory, and Towers Elementary Schools, as well as 1 student from West High School. Congratulations to all of the participants. What a great reflection of this community, as so many shined on this national platform. Kudos to their parents and teachers as well. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo, or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow as Leslie Robbins brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.